Hi, I'm Travis Brorson, host on Animal Planet's My Big Fat Pet Makeover and celebrity judge on the Discovery Plus show, The Dog Games. And I've been asked by my friend Jody to give a few tips when it comes to kayaking with your dog. So I'm gonna answer these pretty quick because I know a lot of people don't have a ton of time to sit around and watch a video. So here's the 4 questions that I'm gonna answer really quickly. Number 1, what do I need to know before I take my dog kayaking? And yes, I am reading them off a screen. I can't remember all these. What basic skills should my dog know before it goes kayaking with me? And the 3rd one, how do you introduce a dog to a kayak? And then the last one, how can I teach my dog to wear a life jacket? So let's just jump right in. What do I need to know before I take my dog kayaking? Okay, I'm gonna get a little silly here, but number 1, before you take your dog kayaking, you need to know if your dog likes water. That's pretty straightforward, right? The second thing you need to know is you need to know if your dog can swim, right? You might have a dog that can swim but doesn't like water, or likes water but doesn't know how to swim. Those are big things. And then lastly, when you go and you actually get out on a kayak, which is not the starting point, the other thing you need to know is, does your dog need to poop? I know, crazy to think about it, but I've seen viral videos with dogs pooping on boats and kayaks because their owner didn't let them go to the bathroom before they went out there. So those would be the 3 things you need to know before you take your dog kayaking. Next question. What basic skills should my dog know before it goes kayaking? There's a couple basic skills that all dogs should know, but really having your dog being able to focus is very important. So there are things your dog can learn that help them focus. If a dog is sitting, typically they can focus on you. If your dog can come when you call them, that is a great way to keep them focused. But sit, come when called. And then the last thing, because I could go on, but from the time your dog is a pup and you get your dog to where you're ready to go kayaking, you should be acclimating them to sights, sounds, other animals, birds, squirrels, whatever you can, because when you get on that kayak finally, you will hopefully have practiced and prepped them so much that really the first thing that is new to them is actually being on the water and doing it. That they're used to being on a kayak. They're used to the wobbling. They're used to the smells. They're used to the sounds. So the only thing that's being introduced is actually being on the water. So acclimation, make sure you're acclimating them and desensitizing them to the surrounding environments. All right, next question. How do you introduce a dog to a kayak? So all of this work starts before you ever go actually kayaking. I like to use meal times. I like to use their food. I like to use positive reinforcement. So what I would do, wherever you keep your kayak, in the garage, if you have a room in your house, I would put the kayak on the ground and I would take some kibble, some food, and sprinkle it on the kayak. You don't touch the kayak, you don't move the kayak, kayak's on the ground, sprinkle some food on it at mealtime, let your dog go and eat that food. If your dog is like, whoa, I can't handle that, take the food off, get your dog to sit near the kayak, and then pay your dog for that. That is the introductory way of saying, look, here's a kayak. It's not bad. Look, you get food when you're in the presence of the kayak. When your dog is taking the food, then we know we're ready for the next step. Next step is, okay, now that the dog's eating the food off the kayak, now I'm gonna put some food on the kayak and I'm gonna kind of wiggle it a little bit. And then the dog has to go and get it off, or it wiggles and the food falls off and the dog's like, yay, I love the wiggling, because then food flies everywhere. All of that happens before you ever even think about putting a dog on a kayak, right? You get them totally comfortable about being around it, put food in it. You want to just really get them used to it. And then depending on the style of your kayak, where you're going to want them to be, eventually you want to get where you stabilize the kayak, put down a mat, or if there's already one there, where you're going to want them to be, stabilize the kayak, get them up on it where it's stabilized, and practice things that they already know. Sit, lay down, go to your place, put them up there, call them off, put them up there, sit, stay. All of those things will help you acclimate them to the kayak. Then the last step would be putting them on it outside in the front yard, in the backyard, getting to where you can rock it a little bit and they don't jump off. Because if you get out there and the first time they rock is whenever you get a little tilt, they're just gonna bail off, right? Okay. That was a little longer one than I wanted to get into, but that's a tough one. And then the last one is, how can you teach your dog to wear a life jacket? back to desensitizing, back to acclimation. It's the same process. I have a life jacket, I have a dog, and I have a positive reward. I like to use the food. I hold the life jacket, I pay with the food. Dog goes, great. I see a life jacket and I got food. Life jacket must not be that bad. As long as they're taking food, seeing the life jacket, I take the next step. Maybe I just undo the clip, pay. Great, oh, the clip's not that scary, that's great. Maybe I undo both clips, pay, take it, put it over the dog and take it right back off and pay, right? Whatever you do, don't just go take it, throw it on him and go out there. It's not the way you want to do it. Go slow, take your time with the life jacket thing. You see how there's multiple steps. Take it one step at a time, slow is fast. But once you can get the life jacket on your dog is able to move around, take food, treats, praise from you, is showing the same type of body language it would without the life jacket, then you know your dog is acclimated to the life jacket and ready for the next step. So I hope all of this was helpful. Sorry if I elaborated a little bit more than you planned on, but this can be so much fun if it's done properly. Just remember, follow these easy steps, use positive reinforcement, acclimate your dog slowly, and I have no doubt you will have a great time kayaking with your dog.